Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Featherhoof.
And this is CarnagePanda.
And we are here to talk about the finale of Anime Talk Winter 2019. 12 episodes have come and gone. Another season was here, and now no more.
Press F for Winter 2019.
It was good. It was a good season. Not as good as last. I think last season, the fall of last year, was phenomenally better.
I can't even remember what aired last fall.
But it is not to say that this season was entirely bad.
I was there too.
We had ones like, I think was last season like Hanebado and Review Starlight and no, that was like 2 seasons ago.
I don't think that was last season. No.
Okay. Who knows then? This season was not bad though. The season was had some stumbles, had some falls, but overall not terrible, I think. Yes, no, maybe so.
I feel like this season was pretty damn good.
So, we are going to talk about the finales, but as is per our usual with every finale episode, we're not going to be talking about like ranking the finales themselves. We're ranking the shows while we talk about the finales. So, of course, we're going to talk about the one that, the anime is from worst to best. And, of course, coming in at the bottom of our list is Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. What the fuck do we say about this fucking show? What the hell can we possibly say about this show? The finale is not even a finale.
This episode was not necessary at all.
It really should have ended last week.
Yeah, they should have just cut it at 11 episodes and be like, yeah, it's time to go home. We did all we needed to do, and now this episode kind of sequel baits, but yeah. I don't think this show is going to get a sequel.
This show
I could be wrong.
This show is really believes that it's getting a second season. This one's like, yes, we were so awesome, burninating all those, still shots and what's the word?
The still frames did get burninated.
Yep. And the stock footage.
Oh, the stock footage got messed up.
Yeah. Woo! All this crazy animation in this,
it was crazy, man.
In this action
2
anime.
2 frames per second.
Woo! Actually, it was 1 frame per second that they just moved around. So what? This episode is just sort of like.
Okay, so
okay.
I'll be honest. I did like a few parts of this episode. It did elicit some chuckles out of me.
Didn't? Oh God! What was her name? What's the name of the head of the Magical Girls who was supposedly dead or
something? Francine.
Francine. I want to say Florence. I'm like, no, it's not Florence. But I know it's an F. I was not aware of her sexual appetite.
We'll get to that. But,
and Pepe's.
And, well, I was just talking about the parts at the beginning, because those made me laugh.
The one where they're sitting around
the table talking about what they're going to do after the war is over.
Okay.
And the one girl's explaining her whole just whatever plan, and they're like, that was dumb. I just feel stupider for listening to that.
Oh yeah, Kurumi, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Oh, it wasn't Kurumi, it was, who was it? Fuck, what was it?
Well, it was all 5 of them that survived and Francine that were there.
Yeah.
But I think it was Pepe that was... Pepe, the new girl that they, spent 30 seconds on.
Yeah, Pepe had... She's like... No, she was the one who's like, after the war, I'm gonna fight for the such and such organization for money.
You know what? It was Mia. It was Mia who was outlining the plan.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought she was the one who said that that was so dumb. I'm not stupid.
No, she was the one outlining the plan, and they're just like, what?
Well, it's like, what sucks is that the scene is completely inconsequential to anything.
This whole episode's like inconsequential.
They just sort of like go through, like, it's almost like an epilogue of what's happening after they had that big fight against Chisaka and Chisato.
Chisato and Muscle Mage.
Muscle Mage. Geese. And Kurumi, that's Kurumi's scene. Jesus
continues
Christ.
to prove that she should not be a good guy.
No, she proves that she's not a good guy.
Somehow she has fooled everybody into believing that she is a good guy, except she has a lot of behavior that you would attribute to a bad guy.
So do you remember the flame chick, the bad guy, the bad magical girl, the one who had she had the wand of fireball.
Yeah, she was able to burninate things.
She's now Kurumi's pet dog.
And she enjoys it?
Naked, on all fours, barking upon command, and tied up in dominatrix rope.
What do you say about this show?
I think that pretty much sums that up.
Oh yeah, and Kurumi goes in to give Chisato another rectal exam.
She
talks about some movie that I can't remember.
Yeah, Red Scorpion.
Red Scorpion, okay.
I've never heard of this movie.
I've never watched it, never even heard of it.
Yeah. So she injects Chisato with the same drug she injected Flame Witch with.
Yeah.
And then increase all the sensations, good and bad, physical sensations by 10. And then proceeds to fondle her boob.
She points out, I don't think you know anything, and that this is going to be an exercise in pointlessness.
Okay.
But I'm going to torture you anyway.
Oh, okay.
I was like, come on, Kurumi.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she's like, you misunderstand. I'm not going to kill you. I mean, I kind of lied when I said I was going to kill you. I let my emotions get the best of me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pleasure and torture you in equal measure because I got to, because just to make sure you're telling the truth. I was like, okay. And I love she starts explaining it while she's fondling her breast for the intense pleasure.
She's like, I gotta grip your breast.
And
it's part of it.
She's like, you may try to kill yourself. You may try to hang yourself. Bite your tongue off. Blah, this, that, and the other. I'll just continue to heal you and bring you back to life.
That's the way I roll.
It's like she starts talking about because magical girls are like a precious resource, and it's a shame to waste magical girl, and it's just sort of like, ugh, this is the good guys.
Yeah, and I guess the Red Scorpion, because Kurumi's a real fan of this movie because it has a torture scene in it, and she's like, I play this every night. It just plays in my head all the time. And then I guess she impales
her boob.
Chisato's boob with a spike.
Yeah, after she was done fondling it, then she went. It was like, oh, Jesus!
I don't know if anybody else on the team knows if she's doing this.
I don't know, because I can't imagine.
I feel like they would kick her off the team.
Yeah.
I just got this feeling.
Or maybe they do know and they keep her on the team and pretend like they don't know so she won't become a bad guy.
Oh.
Would you want that fighting against you?
Well, in some cases she doesn't seem competent, and
yeah.
Other cases, if she was a bad guy in this show, she would get brutally dismembered.
Yeah.
There were some other highlights, like when Sachi's talking to them, and they're doing their reports, and Asuka's like, "Well, I heard your reports are just putting your paw prints on," and he's like, "That's racist."
True. Then they're like, also kind of a couple of disturbing scenes in this between the torture scene and then Tamara going back to report to the Russian government.
Yeah,
and it turns out that they're controlling her by making her think she has an older sister that's actually a demon in disguise to keep her in check. It's basically they've done some kind of mental conditioning that it's your goal to make sister happy.
Yeah, I didn't understand that part at all.
And
I was like, okay.
So it's okay. And finally, after 11 other episodes of not being there, Pei shows up. And she's not Pei, but she is.
Okay, so this is what happened to Pei.
If you could explain it, please.
If you look at her in the trailer, she looks like some Chinese girl or whatever.
If you see her at the beginning of the episode,
yeah,
she looks like a little Chinese girl with black hair, long braided or ponytails.
Apparently, she got plastic surgery for some reason and is now dyeing her hair a different color and got a ginormous tit enhancement
and a height enhancement. She's now like 1.5 feet taller than she used to be. It's like what?
Maybe she's just wearing platform shoes.
I don't know. And she's like doing some kind of like mercenary work. She's like a magical mercenary now, and she has a handler, her navigator, and they have a weird little conversation. It's just sort of like, it's like, hey, navigator, I can't remember what her name was. After the mission, want to go have some fun? And navigator's like, no, I don't want to go out and have fun with you. Every time we go out, it involves sex somehow.
Let's just seg that into the next. Yeah. So it turns out that there is a sex scene in this episode.
Yeah. Wow. I
did not see this coming.
No one saw it coming because it hard cuts into it with no rhyme, no reason. It just cuts to Queen and Abigail.
So it just cuts to Abigail, and she is moaning. She's like, this is so great. And she's getting fucking eaten out by the Queen. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
It's just sort of like, it's like, what's the name of that one anime channel you always say, like, that's the hentai channel?
ATX and Tokyo MX.
Yeah.
That's where they air all that shit.
Yeah, wasn't this also done by ATX?
I believe so.
So they're like, oh shit, we gotta fill our quota.
we got, somewhere in there is contractually bound that they had to put this scene in there.
Like, seriously, we're just watching it, and it's like, we don't really even fucking care, because it's like, we gotta watch it because it's the last episode, because it's on our list, and just suddenly just sort of like, whoa!
Did not expect that.
What? And we get to, it's just like a minute and a half of, my queen! Ah! It's like, oh my god. Which, I did take one thing away from that scene, though. Abigail has all her fingers back.
Yeah, there is some healing that went on there.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, because they showed scenes of Queen and Francine?
No, okay.
They were standing.
The Queen is definitely Francine.
Yeah,
because based on the dialogue she's had when she's been talking to the other magical girls, and based on what we've seen in this episode of her, it's fucking Francine.
Yeah, there's no question about it. But the thing is, she wants to start a war. Apparently, that's been her plan this whole time: is to collect magical relics to start a war. And Abigail's like, yes, we can start a war because we have the magical relics now. She's like, no, that's an important thing you need for a war. He's like, well, we got the weapons and we got soldiers, so what else we need? An enemy? It's sort of like...
She's going to pick out the other 4 girls because they wouldn't go along with her sexual escapades.
Apparently.
Like, okay, this is the whole reason that she turned evil.
And so she now, like, apparently if this show gets a season 2, her grand plan is to help the magical girls get stronger, the magical 5 get stronger, so that she can have a war with them.
This is sound logic.
Whatever. So, really nothing happens in this episode. Like, this, we basically just described the whole episode. It ends with another flashback to them at the diner, and it just has one, like the Francine has this one thing. He's like, okay, here's what we'll do. All of us go get a room together when you have an orgy. She's like, I bought brand new toys and tubes, and we can try them out on each other. I was like, where did this come from? What the fuck?
Now, I'm interested. I have not read the manga ahead any farther.
Uh-huh.
Because,
because it's Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka, and what's the point of wasting your time?
I don't know. I feel like I would be amused reading this.
I don't know. It just...
What? It's like those shows that are so bad that they're good,
I don't know. It's just... I'm not a prude when it comes to sex scenes. They sort of have to make sense. They just sort of like
I just find
come
it
out
amusing.
of nowhere.
I just find it amusing.
I don't even... I don't find that amusing. It's jarring, comes out of nowhere.
I mean, it was
it's
a hard cut to
cringeworthy.
it, but knowing Francine's personality, yeah, that would totally happen if she had her way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you say knowing Francine's personality. We didn't. We didn't! That was at the end of the episode. They had to tell us about her crazy sexual appetite.
They did that way back in episode.
No, they
what
didn't.
The fuck ever, when she was talking to them, and she was talking to Asuka. It's like, let's go get a room together. She's like, no.
Oh, you're right. There was a previous episode. Okay, maybe I am in the wrong here. Huh? I forgot about that.
And we obviously know now why back in episode, was it 1, where Abigail just goes, "My queen."
Oh,
it's so obvious now.
Yeah.
Duh.
So, that is Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. That was the finale episode. It was an epilogue that basically did nothing. Like, even there was a scene with Mia we didn't even talk about because it was just like, oh yeah, bad guys are doing bad things. And Mia's like, oh yeah? Why? And Mia's all like, okay, why? And they're like, fuck if we know.
They're bad guys. They're bad guys.
And that was the scene. This show, I had so much fun with it in the beginning. Like, it was like just... You chose this anime. This was the one that, one of the ones, we go back and forth.
I chose this under advisement.
Okay.
This was just going to be a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. We sometimes when we make our list of the anime we're going to watch every season, there's joint decisions where we're both like, yes. There's some he goes yes to and I'm There's some I go yes to and he goes
Spoiler alert, we did this tonight looking at the next season. Yeah. And there was a show that I said, huh.
Yeah, if it ends up being one of the ones we choose, you'll see what we mean. There's this one that he was just like, yes, I need this. And I'm like, why? That was kind of how this worked out. So I'm wondering what's going to happen next season. Because this show was another one of the ones where you were like, yes, this one. And I was like, really? And what happened? What happened? So
it did not disappoint.
Just totally disappointed. What are you talking about?
It was worth it just for this episode. Just for this one scene.
The hentai scene? The brief 1 minute hentai scene. It was all worth it for that.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah, I was about to scream, fuck you, but this show, up until like the 4th episode, I was like totally into it. I was having fun with it. Despite its weird amorphism, like the giant fucking eyes and the tiny heads, and it was just like these characters are drawn really weird.
I think the whole thing that they were taking these teddy bear demons serious.
That too.
They were playing this so straight.
Yes, it's like, oh, teddy bears, not teddy bears.
Okay, so I am disappointed. We never got our Jigsaw class. We never got our Kruger class.
Nope.
So,
I'm still salty about them. They had a chance. I think it was episode 4 or 5. Where
I think I know what you're talking about.
PTSD.
This is a huge drop ball.
They could have done so much with her name starts with an S. I can't remember her name. I want to say Sayaka, but we've been watching another anime where someone's name is that. But whatever her name was, she got the magical girl PTSD. Wherever she sees magical girl, she freaks the fuck out. They could have done something really epic with that. They could have done amazing writing, using that. But no, they just go, oh, now she never remembers the incident, and therefore she doesn't have PTSD. Even Four Eyes, whose name again can't remember, they sometimes touched on the fact that she has a little PTSD from her situation from the 1st and 2nd episode, and they used it for a little while. But then she just was like, I'm over it.
Well, they evaporate the PTSD. Apparently the PTSD is only for magical girls like Asuka.
Well, even with Asuka, she just sort of at some point just goes, all those traumatic experiences in my life, I'm over it. Watching my best friends being shot to death and dissolved inside blobs and everything else, I'm over it. See, it doesn't bother me anymore. It's good. I don't know. It's just, the show had very poor writing. The animation was like, at first 4 or 5 episodes, beautiful animation. Then they just was like, someone cut their funding. It was just like, okay, let's fight still frames and Okay. What's the word?
Stock footage.
Thank you. It's like... I've been blathering on. What do you think?
I think the reason that this kind of fell, aside from the writing perspective is that the author is obviously a fan of horror movies and whatever Red Dawn Horizon blah 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 it was.
Red Dawn what? Red Scorpion?
Red Scorpion. I don't know what genre it is. We haven't looked it up. Probably look it up later.
I think he wanted an excuse to do sexy things to teenage girls.
I think he wanted an excuse to do the horror blah blah angle and the sexy things.
It's like look at where they put most of their effort was in those torture scenes. They did a lot in those fucking torture scenes.
There are two places they put most of the effort. Mm-hmm. The torture scenes and the tits.
Yeah. So that was Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. Unless you have any further point.
Have any further.
I'll tell you what. I have one further point. No, we'll get that. We'll do that after we get through our list. That was Magical Spec Ops Asuka. They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. That's just what it boils down to.
Was there a ball to begin with?
It did. No, like I said, the first 4 or 5 episodes, I was really into it, and then it dropped the ball.
I don't know what the fucking demon teddy bears. I don't know if there was a ball to begin with.
It was like you said. It was a guilty pleasure, and it was fun. But so with that, we're going to go ahead and move right along to the next entry on the list.
What would you rate this show?
Oh, good point. Thank you. I would give it a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
I would give it a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry. It's
understandable.
Yeah. You?
I'd give it a scissors out of 10.
With that, moving on to the next entry on our list.
And on the finale of Kaguya-sama Love is War, which I've gotten like on every single episode.
You mean just like I've gotten Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka in every episode? Somehow they keep moving around in the ratings, just so it would end up being one or the other.
We haven't even planned this out beforehand. It was just coincidence, and we've been noticing it the entire season. Yeah, I was not invested in this episode.
Okay. From a comedic standpoint, for a comedy show, it was a failure.
That's
this episode.
Very true.
Was this episode bad?
I don't think it was bad, but I don't know where to put Kaguya-sama because it has this weird drama going on while it's a comedy.
So it's a dramedy.
And they don't they really don't mix in this show.
No, this show they distinctly said, here's the dramas episode or vignette, and here's the comedy vignette. And they were like very separated, even though they were thinly placed, storyline put together. So I mean,
and this episode, is another episode that's teasing a second season.
No, I don't think so. I just don't think they were.
Well, the way it's, it's 100 chapter so manga that's going on, and it's hugely popular, but I just didn't. I was not bit by the Kaguya bug like other people were.
I'll be honest, I wasn't either. The first vignette. What happened? What was our first vignette?
That's where Kaguya wants to go see the fireworks with everybody.
Yes.
Now,
does that work out for her?
She ends up with a problem because her douchebag father tells her attendant guard woman thing that
Butler.
No, she can't go out there because she'll get lost in a crowd or whatever.
Well, yeah, she was like,
you gotta keep her here
because of your recent behavior. You're too unpredictable, and we might lose you in the crowd. So no.
And I did say this is how your daughter will grow up to resent you, plot against you, and fuck you over in the future.
Oh yeah.
This dad is not thinking this over really well.
No, he is like. I'm trying to wonder like who's a worse dad here, this one or Daigo asshole from Dororo. Well, no, maybe Daigo asshole.
We have not seen enough of this dad.
Yeah.
Daigo asshole takes the cake because we've seen a lot of Daigo asshole.
Good point. So she, for the first time in this entire series, sort of just gives up. She's like, nothing works out for me. There is no God. fuck everything. I'm just gonna lay in bed and cry. To which her attendant's all like, this is so unlike you, Kaguya. You should totally just, by now you'd be halfway to, executing an escape plan.
Yeah, Hayasaka, she had this really angry look on her face when attendant woman told her, "No, you have to stay inside because your dad doesn't want you to go out."
Well, Hayasaka...
And then she comes back and it's like, this isn't like you better go to the... She's like nudging her along.
Yeah. But Hayasaka in the last episode when Daddy Dearest went by...
Well, she did say, yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah, she's like, such an asshole. She don't like him either.
It's very true.
So... She gives her a little pep talk. She gives Kaguya a pep talk, which gets her back into things. But she's like, but I don't have any preparations made. It's like, preparations, huh? And apparently Hayasaka's has an emergency escape plan prepped.
Yeah, and it works swimmingly.
Strangely, really well.
I was kind of lost during this sequence at first, because it kind of hard cuts to right into executing the plan.
Yeah, it does.
And Kaguya gets outside, and then the attendant comes in and is like,
"Well, she just get
I'm going to oppress you."
She like zip lines, like Hayasaka had a ready-made zip line. Like, I'm not just talking like a one that you fashion out of like stuff from your room or anything. She had a legit
clothesline and a coat hanger.
No, she had a legit zip line set up.
Yeah, so Kaguya does get out, and
there just happens to be
Hayasaka.
a taxi driver there. There's like just happens to be a taxi waiting there.
He's like, I'm your Uber for the day.
And yeah, like you said, the one butler comes in and she's like, dinner's ready, and
Hayasaka is posing as Kaguya, and she's like, haven't you oppressed me enough? I'm just gonna watch the fireworks.
I was like,
and she's like, okay.
To which, of course, it shows the hand and has a little bejeweled, nails that Hayasaka does, and we realize, oh, it's Hayasaka. That shows Shirogane outside with binoculars. He realizes, like, oh, that's not her. Oh, she must have gone out, and goes to go look for her because they're all looking for her because
200 IQ Shirogane.
Because what was it? Kaguya-sama,
she did
text
tweet.
them.
She did tweet that.
Well, she texted them directly saying that I can't.
Fireworks with my friends.
No, she's like, I can't come. She texts them and says, I can't come. And that's when Shiragani's all like, well, won't you see about that? And gets on his bike.
Was he about to get all angry and go, blah, blah, blah. We can't have that. Kaguya has to be down here.
So what transpires is Kaguya's race to get to the fireworks. And at first it doesn't work out. She thanks the taxi driver, but she's like, I gotta go on foot. And she's running, and she gets, I don't know, a minute out, and then the fireworks stop.
It's over. The
crowds disperse, and she's sad. And she goes over to just a back alley and begins to cry.
Wow, life is so terrible.
There is no God.
There is no God because I could not see fireworks.
And life is awful. Life is shit. Everything, nothing works out my way. And then, like, suddenly Shirogane. It's just like, you gotta sit here and cry all night? It's like, how did you find me? He's like, what? You mean the guess what Kaguya's thinking and find her game? This is 100 times easier than that. And they get a taxi together. It's the same taxi guy. They end up with the same taxi guy.
Who also happens to be one of the 4 ramen kings.
Well, I love it, because it's like, they're like, we need to get to... Where were they going? Other place that still had fireworks.
Other place that is exploding.
Yeah, some other place that they had to delay their fireworks due to weather. Like, oh, but can we get there in 20 minutes? And they're like, yes, we can do it! Driver guy! And he's like, you know what? Just for you kids, but let's keep it to ourselves. And he, like, clicks something special on his gear shift and begins to floor it, and it was just like, it's like freeze
like a James Bond car or something.
It like freeze frames on his face, and it's like, such and such, one of the 4 ramen kings of the such and such district. And it's just, boom! And they get out to the other side of an underwater tunnel, and they see the fireworks. It's oh my god, touching moment! Yay! And it shows all their faces are plastered against the window. Look at the fireworks, except for Kaguya. Kaguya is just looking at Shirogane, and she's talking about how because he's all pressed up against her, to looking out the window, just looking in his face, and she's like, I couldn't see the fireworks because all I could do was stare at. I couldn't take my eyes off you. I couldn't even hear the fireworks over the beating of my own heart, and it's they got to see the fireworks together as friends. Now Kaguya's first time with friends and her first time seeing fireworks, and it was actually pretty touching, to be perfectly honest.
Okay,
come on, it was dramatic.
I feel like I have seen this anime episode a bajillion times.
Probably. I don't know. I got the little bit of the flutters. I don't know. I couldn't help it. Maybe I'm just one of them stupid hopeless romantic types. I don't know, but I actually got the little flutters during this whole scene, this vignette. But then it's hard cut to they're back at school now. And I guess
it's the new term of school.
Yeah, school's back in session. Summer vacation's over.
They weren't able to see each other the whole time until the next term of school.
So
you're just really bored with this one.
Yeah, it was. They tried. They tried to go back to.
They did not try, because
no, they attempted to go back to the comedy. They tried. I didn't say they succeeded. I said they tried.
Okay, you do have a good point here.
Yeah.
Trying is not doing.
Yes. They are both embarrassed by that night of fireworkness. Shirogane is embarrassed by the things he said to sound macho and all big and stuff. And Kaguya is embarrassed by the way she
interprets it that he was really lame and
yes,
Kaguya must hate him over it.
And so they keep trying to go back to being casual with each other. So the joke is they keep turning to walk towards each other, to talk to each other, but then end up just passing by each other over and over again.
Okay, so it feels like, they've hit the reset button here, and they're going back to... We need them to be awkward again.
Well,
they sell more volumes.
They even say so at the very end. Back to business or something like that, I think the phrasing they used. Or back to normal or something like that. And I did kind of chuckle because Chika does notice that they're doing this over and over again. And she's like, she thinks it's a game. So they're creating an X by going past each other. So then she'll go through the X to create an asterisk. And then
you moron.
And then poor Ishigami comes in, and he's not even playing the game.
He's not even part of it. He just walks in, and they're like, "Are you making a fucking fool out of us?" And he's like, "What?
I like
I'm just going home."
They portray them as like Thomas the Tank Engine, but planes.
Yeah, they're airplanes flying through the sky, and they've got heads as propellers.
Yes, and poor Ishigami, who wasn't even doing anything, he just came in with the financial reports. And just, then it personifies as they fired bullets at him and knocked him out of the air.
And so he has to go home to commit Sudoku.
And then, I love it because Chika goes, yeah, Ishigami, 4's a crowd. And it's just
he's like, you know what, it's actually three's a crowd.
And she was like, you're so mean! And runs away crying. And then... one more time, they both one to go at each other, to talk to each other, and they bump into each other. And she's like, oh my god. And she's like, what'd she say? I want to talk to you about what happened at the festival. And then she realizes she's accidentally poking him with the broom she's holding. He's like, that must be painful. And he puts the two sentences together as one sentence. And his worst fears are confirmed. He was lame. No. And he runs out of the building. And she's like, no, wait. And he's like, no, I knew what you meant. It's horrible. So she runs after him, and they basically have this yakety sax moment where they're just running past everything from the series.
All these people are coming out, chasing after them. I guess they're chasing after them.
Yeah, and then it just ends with them looking at each other with a crowd of all the students around them, and they both go, "I'm even more determined now. I will get you to say, I love you." And it was just like, back to normal. And then credits rolled, with a montage of all the scenes that happened this season.
So this show, when it was funny, it was really funny.
Yes, absolutely. I think the highlight for me is when they would get super fucking serious about just silly games that they were playing.
And the music really helped that.
Yes.
I do have to give props to the soundtrack for, building it up, because it's like the super serious music over this really just, what are these guys thinking? Just,
I mean, they're like, they took like games like, like don't say the phrase thing or the secret phrase, the memory game with the cards, 20 questions. It's just when they did those that was the highlights for me. I loved those scenes, and the one with the French transfer students, and that French girl's like sitting there just screaming at him, like insulting him in French. He's like, oui. It cracked me up so hard.
But then we have the parts where it goes over the drama, and it just kind of falls flat.
Well, it's like, drama should elicit emotion. That's part of why it's called drama. It didn't. This show's drama didn't elicit emotion. At most of the time. Like I said, this finale, I thought that the dramatic vignette, it gave me the flutters. It honestly did. I'll be perfectly honest. But you are correct. Most of the drama in this series just didn't hit.
Yeah, when it hit hard, it really did. It did a good job, but that was not most of the time.
No,
it was kind of middling, and I think the opening is great.
Oh yes, the opening. Yes, that is great.
I'll probably not watch a season of 2 of this.
No,
unless they put the opening back in, which they probably will not do.
No,
they'll probably contract some other singer and be like, "Yeah, you guys got to do this." And that ending in episode 3.
Yes, the Chica dance.
Yeah,
I love that shit. That's so good. But Kaguya-sama as a whole, how would you rate it and why?
I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
That low?
It's completely average. The highs are brought down by the lows.
I would give it a 6. I was going to give it at least a 6. Because I thought that there were more good comedic scenes than there were bad. Yes, the bads were pretty bad. They were pretty middling. They were pretty But when they got the good scenes, like the good laughs, the good comedies, I was busting up. Wieners! Come on, you cannot forget about Wiener.
Yes,
Wiener was so good.
Man, when it's funny, it is gut-bustingly funny.
All right, so that was Kaguya-sama: Love is War. Any final thoughts on that? Or
there's no season 2.
Yes. Our apologies to anyone out there who loves the manga, but it doesn't deserve a season 2.
We're gonna get all these comments that are like, "Featherhoof and CarnagePanda, we're just gonna shit down your throat now. We don't. This is the greatest thing ever."
So with that, let's go ahead and transition right on into the next entry on our list. This week on Dororo, Daigo Asshole definitely is world's #1 worst father. It's weird because it is kind of weird because he does kind of have a point.
He defends his own behavior.
Look, this is going to sound awful. This may sound awful. My apologies. He actually makes in my opinion, a good, I want to say rationalization, but I'm going to say excuse for
his behavior.
And yes, he actually, for the prosperity of his land and his people and himself, he, instead of asking anyone else to sacrifice anything, he sacrificed his own flesh and blood. Yes, that made poor Hyakimaru's life hell, but I mean, he went out of his way. He didn't ask any villagers to sacrifice their children. He didn't ask anyone else to sacrifice anything else. He himself sacrificed his own flesh and blood. So, I mean, he's still worthy, you know, he does get the mug, world's worst father. But I mean, still, you know, it is... What would Spock say? Spock would say the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. So, I mean...
Seems pretty logical to me.
So, poor Hyakimaru is face-to-face with his daddy for the first time. However, he realizes that his soul flame thing is different than anyone else's. Not just because of the red lines, it actually is a different shade of gray. So we're like a brightish, whitish color. In fact, he sees all of his family have the same kind of soul. Even 5th edition Bard is like, when he sees Tohamaru go by, he goes, he looks just like Hyakimaru.
5th edition Bard. I like how he's like, you know, I'm completely overpowered, but I just can't do anything.
Yeah.
Just cannot do anything. I have to let this be resolved by other people.
Well, I like when he's in the Hall of Hell, and he goes, Daigo sealed 13 demons. There's only one sealed here. Because apparently, he, according to 5th edition Bard, he only sealed one demon. And apparently it was a really bad one. But,
yeah, he's commenting about this demon that hasn't awakened or whatever. And he's like, this could be bad.
Yeah. Gee, can we call that foreshadowing?
Oh, we might.
Well, yeah, it actually didn't come to anything this episode, but it may be foreshadowing. So, Daddy Dearest tries to have Hyakimaru murdered by firing squad of arrows. Doesn't work out too well. In fact, after it happens, he ninjas onto the back of his dad's horse. And he's like, instead of asking the question, at first he does say, "Who are you?" But then after he ninjas onto the back of the horse, he goes, "What on earth are you?" I love that sentence, or that question.
And then Daddy Dearest is like, you know what? I better just elbow you.
He has his campaign to murder. I mean, that has to be weird for his like men and followers. It's sort of like, sir, you want to... Because he builds an army to find and kill Hyakimaru.
No, it's not weird because they're samurai, and it would be honorable to listen to their feudal lord.
So, it doesn't work. He gets away. Tohamaru is off investigating the Hall of Hell, and the demons just go, "Get the fuck out of here, kid."
You're like, no, get out.
They push him out with, apparently they had a really bad fart, and, you know, just, they like shoved him out of the door.
Get out of here.
Like,
you don't understand politics,
like,
kid.
not only uses like evil demon wind to shove him out the door, but then slam the door in his face.
Yeah. And then Tohamaru is like, "Man, I had a brother." And then he goes up to his mother and is like, "I had a brother, didn't I?"
"You fuckers sacrificed him, you bastards! You fucking bastards! Can you even call yourself parents?" And that's what, like, I guess Daigo Asshole was waiting outside the door for, like, the sentence.
That's right!
Poof! Kicks the door and like, "It's because we are parents that we sacrificed our child." And that's when he says, like, instead of sacrificing anyone else, you know, I didn't ask anything of anyone else. I decided on my own to sacrifice my flesh and blood for the prosperity of my lands and this, that, and the other. And Tohamaru even comes back at him. He's like, "You didn't do it for the lands of the people. You did it for you. For your ambition." He goes, what was the phrase he used? He's like, "A lord's ambitions are his people's ambitions." And
I think Tohamaru was doing some of that too.
A little bit, yeah. He's like, "Fuck you, Dad." But then after Tohamaru, I was wondering which direction Tohamaru is going to go with this. He sides with Daddy Dearest.
Yeah, so... Meanwhile, Dororo is getting tortured by getting hung upside down.
Well,
because the Tohamaru thing happens at the end of the episode.
Well, it's about 2/3 away, yeah, but... there's like the side story of like...
Yeah, Dororo gets captured by the... whatever clan.
Asakura.
Yeah, Asakura.
Which, like, his capture is all of 5 minutes.
It was not an extended sequence in this episode.
You would think that... the other prisoners, like...
Dororo gets captured.
Yeah. Dororo is in prison with them, and she sees that there's an opening in the cave ceiling. And they went, "Oh, it's too high, you can't reach it." She reaches it. Like, just, it was like, well, fuck y'all. Doop, 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 doop. She Spider-Man's out. And she goes to find... I love it. Like, she's, the guards notice her, and the Scarecrow goes and stops them, and...
Scarecrow took them out.
Yeah, he gave him a big old hug. And Doro just sort of, like, pops out the other side and falls in a river. Like,
just like, boom. I did laugh at that scene.
Me too. And then goes to find Hyakimaru, because they are the Asakurans are going to tie up their prisoners, including poor little Scarecrow, and they're going to murder them at dawn to declare war. They're going to murder these people by firing squad on the wall. So, which, I mean, this is me being an asshole, and I'm fully aware this is me being an asshole, but both last episode and this episode, whenever they go, the wall of Bomnen, it is the way he says it, just kind of, and this is me being an American asshole, making fun of someone's dialect, making fun of their accent, I'm sorry. It's like he says, whenever they say Bonman, he's like, Bonum. It's just like, that's silly sounding.
Now they tie them up to the wall, all these prisoners, with the other army standing on the other side.
That was funny. We didn't even see the other army.
Yeah,
apparently
they don't show them at first, but they are there
watching this,
and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna execute these guys." And they shoot one guy.
No, they shot all the guys except for Scarecrow.
Well, they started by shooting the one guy, and he like had a really bad day. And then for some reason they're like, "We can't wait for Daigo, asshole!" Ah!
So, no, Daigo was there. He was there in armor and everything.
Well, he shows up a little later.
No, he was there the whole time.
No, they clearly said, we can't wait for Daigo, asshole.
Oh, did they? Oh, I
yes.
must have missed that.
We can't wait for him. And then they charged, and I was like, there's another army there the whole time? What the fuck were they doing? Just watching them die? They're like, we're gonna get revenge. Yeah.
So... Hyakimaru and Dororo are on their way to the battlefield. They get waylaid by the Fox Spirit. Again.
Yeah, the Ninetale shows up again.
The QB shows up. Or, didn't QB have a name, or was that QB's name?
I think it had a name, but
Kurama.
Did it?
Yeah, it was Kurama. So, they fight it, and it's like the battles are happening simultaneously. Meanwhile, Hyakimaru's mother sneaks out of the palace and starts racing off to the battlefield.
Like,
and
I'm gonna stop this whole crazy thing because I have psychic powers that tell me the future.
So, battle has commenced. This war is raging over here, and Hyakimaru is slowly moving towards it while fighting the Fox Demon until they get to the wall. And he's fighting, he slashes it, and then, like, after getting slashed, it gets absorbed into the wall? Just kind of weird.
Did get absorbed into the wall, but not before bisecting a dude.
Oh, that's right, I forgot about that, yeah!
That guy had a really bad day.
Mm-hmm. And they sort of, like, the war kind of comes to a stop.
They're like, whoa.
The fuck? Whoa, what's this? And then the Daigo assholes like... They all sort of, like, forget about the Asakurans because the Asakurans sort of disappear?
What are you guys doing here?
I think they ran away when they saw the demons, maybe. I don't know. Because they sort of, like... Because they were sort of like a non-entity.
Some crazy shit going on here.
And Tohamaru shows up and goes, "Hi, Hyakimaru. I'm your brother Tohamaru. Hi, how you doing? Good to meet you. I'm here to fight you now because I'm on Daddy's side."
"It would be honorable to kill you. For the honor of my dad." Honor!
Well, Tohamaru specifically said it's not for his dad. He's still trying to be some kind of...
He said, I think that my dad wronged you, but fuck you anyway.
Well, no, he's like, my dad, our parents wronged the hell out of you. You have every right to be pissed at them. I get that. But I for the sake of the people, I literally cannot let you kill any more demons. You need to die. So, they fight. And the thing I've always asked, I'm like, okay, when does Tohamaru lose his eye? Is like this split-second thing that happens, like almost off-screen.
Yeah, it kind of makes it seem like they're evenly matched, but then not Dororo.
Well, no, Dororo was trying to
Dororo got him with the uppercut.
Dororo was trying to save Scarecrow while this is going on. And, I can't untie the knot! It's too tight! Proceeds to try and bite the rope off. And
that's exactly how the scene happened, too.
Yeah,
it's like I can't untie.
What I found funny is just all we saw is it was almost a little lewd because we saw a boy tied to a wall, and then Dororo's head kind of goes down and off screen towards the little boy. It was sort of like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay,
That's when
I did not even think that, but I had not been primed by Oscar yet.
So that's when they killed the Fox Beard, because that's when. Because in order to get Tohamaru to leave him alone long enough to go save Dororo, that's when he cuts his eye.
You don't need that eye.
And then races over to save Dororo by splitting the demon in half, and then it gets sucked up into the wall. And that's when Mama Dearest shows up.
And she's like, "Oh my Hagiwara, you've been so wrong."
Demons, if you need blood, please take mine.
It's unclear to me whether she committed suicide.
She stabbed. This may have been weird animation or just my perception of it. Looks like she stabbed herself like here.
It wasn't clear because A, attendant dude tried to stop her, and then B, there was no body. They just showed Shank, and then okay. Yeah, and they
whisked her away on horseback, so we never really saw her. They didn't declare. Well, when she went, like it showed from Hyakimaru's perspective, and we saw like the green aura of like the goddess of mercy statue like come out of her and evaporate, and then like the wall fell, like literally it just went.
The wall has come down.
So
and that's when Daigo asshole realizes that bad things are happening and calls a retreat.
Yes. And Hyakimaru and Dororo now have a new friend, Scarecrow, for all of 5 seconds, because even though Scarecrow's like, I went looking for my mom, but my village is all burnt down, and my mom's probably dead too.
They probably burnt down my mom too.
And then she comes out of the forest just randomly.
Like, oh, Mom, I love you.
And her too, like, I wanted to come back to you, but the wall had demons and it kept me from coming back or whatever. And it's like, okay, random, but okay. I actually thought they were going to have a third ally there for a little bit, like another kid to worry about, but... So that was the finale of this, the season finale. He now knows about his family. He, actually, there was a little tender scene when Dororo was like, oh, that's your mama and your papa. He's like, my mom? He's like, he gets this real tender smile on his face, and he's like,
there was also another scene at the end with fifth edition Bard, where he picks up the statue. And he's
yeah.
Oh, this might be trouble.
Yeah, because he's looking at the statue slowly fading away, and it's like, uh-oh. So, we are set up for the second season, or continuation of the season. I don't know. Does it count as a second season, or is it a continuation?
It's just a continuation.
Okay.
There will be a continuation of Dororo. It's 24 episodes. Mm-hmm. They'll be replacing the opening, which is going to be sad.
Because I love this opening. That was a great opening.
Yeah, give me all the fire.
Mm-hmm. Give me a fire. I don't know. It's the way he says fire. It just cracks me up a little bit. But I just the way you said, like, the first line is apparently, according to the subtitles, it says the party is over.
The party is over.
But the way when you hear him say
party is over.
It sounds like he's saying the party isn't over.
The party is over.
But
the party is over for that opening.
Yeah. So what did you like, Dororo? Tell me what you thought of. We got to our mid-season finale. What do you think of it?
I have liked Dororo the entire season.
I have as well. Highs, lows, pros, cons.
Now there were some lows.
Mm-hmm.
But they were few and far between.
I'll agree. But the problem is that
I don't think there was an episode that I just outright hated.
I didn't hate any episodes, but when this show had lows, they were pretty low to the point where I was bored.
Oh, that's even worse, man.
Like, I wasn't hating them like I was with like Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka, where I was just going, what? Fuck off. This one I was just sort of like, eh.
I feel like if you're getting bored, it's worse than, a show like Victory Gundam where you're just like, the fuck? The fuck is going on?
Well, it's like, they were just so, like, the episode where they fought the giant generic enemy, giant generic demon crab.
Yeah.
It was like, that episode was boring. I mean, there was a couple like that, but they weren't very many. There was like the one where it was like, the lady of the town was actually a demon, and you can tell from moment one. You know, it's like, it just turned out its tail was in a human shape.
Oh yeah, Bondi Namco.
Yes, Bondi. I forgot about Bondi. Yeah, that was his name. I forgot about the joke.
I forgot about her until you just mentioned her.
That's how forgettable. Like, that episode was so boring. It was just like, eh. There were a couple of, like, 2, maybe 3, 4 episodes like that.
Dororo has killed Bondi, so there's not going to be more Tales games.
Fuck you, I need to go revive Bondi.
You heard it here, he sides with the demons.
Hell yeah, I do. If it means between, saving people or, saving travelers by being eaten or more Tales of games, I will take more Tales of games, thank you. Rate this here. Dororo, give us a rating, 0 to 10. How do you rank Dororo?
0.
There are some shows that are
really hate something.
Angels of Death.
I would give it an 8 out of 10. I would give Angels of Death a negative score.
Anyway, what were you saying about Dororo?
I would give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm totally on sync with you on that. Absolutely 8 out of 10. This show, I really, really enjoyed They did what Magical Spec Girls, Spec Ops Asuka did, failed to do. Animation.
Yes.
The fight scenes were animated beautifully. Just the flips and the twirls and stuff like that Hyakimaru would do was so fun to watch.
Yes, you are absolutely correct. There was animation in this show.
Go ahead.
And it was beautiful.
If I had to knock it for anything, though, I wanted to see more of Prosthetics Guy. He had one episode.
Prosthetics Guy is gone.
He's not dead, though.
He's never going to be seen again. He got written out of the story.
That's what pissed me off. He was a big part of Hyakimaru's life as a childhood and upbringing, and he just sort of, like, is not needed anymore. I don't know. I kind of would have liked to have a, is
that kind of like commentary because Hyakimaru is getting his body parts back, therefore Prosthetics Guy is not necessary anymore?
Well, what I was kind of hoping, and this is just me, because for those who don't know, I'm a huge fan of Full Metal Alchemist. I was kind of hoping there would be scenes or parts where he would break his prosthetics and have to go back home to get them repaired or something.
Okay.
Where he can't fight without them because he needs them, Or, and I'm going to give another knock. They did do this sometimes, but there seemed to be just parts where he'd get part of his body back, and even though this this should fuck him up because he's never had to live with it ever in his life. He just goes, I'm on it, got it, not a problem.
The episode with the antlion was kind of like, what?
Oh, and that too, where it was just like, kill the antlion, got my leg back, got it, not a problem. I think it would have been a bigger, stronger story arc if he actually did permanently lose parts because of his own actions, not because they were given to the demons.
Yeah, so apparently if a demon takes a body part of yours, you just kill it and you get it back.
Yep. Favorite episode. I think I can clearly state my favorite episode. Spider Lady episode was my favorite episode. I really, really enjoyed that episode.
That's a really good episode, but I would have to go with the Mio episodes.
Mio, yes, those were good ones. I think I like the Spider one better, but Mio is definitely up there.
They're both really good.
Yes. So that was our take on Dororo this week. This season.
Go watch Dororo.
Dororo is definitely worth your time. But we have 2 other anime that that we believe are even more worth your time. We're gonna get right into those in the next entry.
Now, in our season finale of Rising of the Shield Hero, we get an episode.
We do.
There may be things in this episode.
Uh-huh.
There may be music.
Good music.
Voice acting.
Very good voice acting.
Animation.
Very good animation. Although, some stock footage.
Some stock footage. Well, this was a continuation of last week's episode, where they're doing the raid.
Well, half of it is.
Against the wave.
The raid against the wave?
Glass shows up. I was trying to think of her name.
Oh, okay.
Glass is still there from the last episode where she's like, "Oh, Shield Hero is the only hero."
I love she refers to the other heroes as his servants.
Yeah,
they get
like, you guys are his servants, and they're just like, "No, we're not his servants."
It's like, oh no, you didn't. No, oh no, and they proceed to try to attack her, and do all of 0 damage with their most powerful attacks.
I don't know why the third wave, there's suddenly an overpowered...
Wave, oh no,
the third wave.
Was it the third wave? Oh, that's the first wave happened before they got there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why the third wave, there's suddenly an overpowered rave boss that they can't possibly defeat.
That is weird. But...
Seems like the level scaling is a little bit off here.
Yeah, so, like, everyone tries to attack her. Like, the other heroes' minions, they just get brushed aside. The other heroes, they get brushed aside. But somehow, Shield Hero is able to, like, Raftalia and Philo can't do any damage to her, but she can't seem to do any to him either.
Yeah, he's got, like, an impenetrable defense, and she can't break through it.
She broke through, actually, she did break through it once, but he didn't take much damage from it. There's the turtle shell cracker, or whatever that was called. The one where she, like...
Well, it put, like, a dent in his shield, and he was like, oh... And she's like, oh, I couldn't really hurt him that bad.
Yeah. So, after he gets hit, he notices something, and then she goes, ugh, I'm almost out of time. Fuck. I was like, wait, what? It just sort of comes out of nowhere.
This seems like a bug they should have worked out in the beta. Because
apparently
all they have to do...
Time limits?
All they have to do is wait out a time limit, and then the wave is gone. Seems like the stakes...
Actually, when you think about it, the first wave came and went. They never really said how they survived the first wave. Or, won. Because if they need the heroes to win the waves, did they wait out the time limit in the first wave?
They might have waited out the time limit.
And then just neglect to tell the heroes for the second wave that there was a time limit? Because he only noticed it with, 1 minute left to go. He, does his little introspection and realizes, just suddenly I saw the time limit appear in the corner. And just in the corner of his periphery, there was a little 55-second countdown timer. And so he does the tactically smart thing, has Raftalia cast light, blinding her, gets on Philo, and GTFOs.
But the timer thing seems like a really bad idea. I don't know why the writer wrote this in here.
Well...
Because all now Fubi has to do is just do a turtle defense against these guys, and they'll just win.
Yes, but how many people are going to be killed in the process?
If they're just focused on trying to kill Naofumi...
But they're not. Remember, the reason Naofumi wanted to finish the fight quickly, because, he even stated, he's like... In the last episode, when they're fighting the Dimensional Spirit Eater, he goes, "Yes, I could turtle this, and we could whittle him down. But how many of the people that my party are going to die in the process? How many people in that town are going to die before that happens?"
I understand that he has these moral concerns.
Yeah.
But for somebody like Glass,
mm-hmm.
who's completely overpowered,
yeah,
all he has to do is turtle for a minute.
Yeah, but
she runs out of time, it has to go away.
But how long would it take someone like Glass to realize, just to start killing people to get him out of his little turtle defense?
I don't know if that's something that she would realize.
She seems to be a character who would be smart enough to realize that. I think she would be. Because he's very dedicated to protecting his party members, Raftalia and Philo. He is I think she would use that against him.
It's a possibility.
So basically, it does end with them waiting out the timer. And I don't know if this is significant, but when she went back into the wave, all the bad guys are all evil, and they all have black smoke coming off them, or black auras. When she went back up into the wave, she disappeared into it with this glowing heavenly light. She went out with this, almost like this cross symbology. So, I don't know if it means anything. I don't know if that's just aesthetic. I'm just trying to create theories here. I don't know. And actually, I did her final attack. She tried to shoot them when they were running away.
It doesn't work.
No, he does have the impenetrable defense. It's actually kind of awesome. So wave ends, and it turns out King Douchebag has been watching the entire thing through a crystal ball.
You know what? This may be his actual name.
We got Daigo Asshole and Dororo. We got
Yes.
King Asshole and
King Douchebag is sitting up there doing douchebag things.
he demands, he must know. It's like, because you're a hero and you're protecting our nation, therefore you are obligated to tell me how you amassed that kind of power, that you were able to defeat the Soul Eater where no one else could. Which, by the way, he took the skin off and put in his shield to create another shield.
And Naofumi's like, bro, I'm just going home.
Yeah, actually, no, what I loved, he goes, now that's not how you ask someone for a favor. Usually...
Fucking walks him.
He's like, I'll tell you, sure. But, you need to come over here and kneel before me. And go...
Kneel before Zod!
and go and beg me to tell you. Usually
That's how
people...
it happens in my world.
In my world, people go, oh please, one so great as you, tell me how you to attain this thing. And then maybe I'll tell you.
This completely triggers King Douchebag. He's like,
and he's like, guards! And they all surround him, and he goes, I love this. Naofumi is awesome. I love this dude. He goes, okay. He turns to the guards. He goes, I'm the one who single-handedly, by himself, defeated the raid boss. Do you want to fight the guy who just single-handedly defeated the raid boss? And they all went, oh shit, what do we do? Like, he even turns to the king, he goes, King, look,
like,
I can literally murder you right now, and all your men, and walk out the front door. What are you gonna do to me? And then, and Naofumi just like, fuck off, and walks out.
And Featherhoof thought he was just gonna walk right into the wall.
No, the way
right through it.
The way they framed it, you didn't see the door or the hinges, the sides of the door. You just saw Naofumi walking towards a wall. And then as he went so far, the doors closed behind him. I was like, oh, I thought he was just gonna be such a badass. He was gonna use his shield to break through the wall.
Oh, you doors.
He was gonna Kool-Aid Man it. I thought he was gonna Kool-Aid Man it.
What was the cool man say? He's like, ah, yeah.
Oh yeah! But he does. He leaves, and he's and after he leaves, Melt comes in. Oh no! He like talks to, like, he's going down the stairs, and some lady, like just rando lady.
It's just a fucking random conversation.
She goes, "Hey, we all, everyone saw how that went down. Even people who don't like you can't help but show a little bit of thanks and praise." And she like holds some kind of pendant in front of him.
And she's trying to hypnotize him herself.
Yeah, either that or show. I think she was like trying to show him specifically an emblem to memorize. I think, like a shape, like a seal.
Okay.
Because she then like puts it back, or does she give it to him? I think she put it back.
Yeah, I think she keeps it.
Yeah, and then walks up the stairs, and he like looks at her like, "Wait, what?"
He's just like, "The fuck."
And then we see Melty walks in on the king. And she sort of chastises him for being kind of, a douchebag.
They're like, Daddy, why are you such a douchebag?
Like, what? This is confusing. I really want to see more of this show because of this. He goes, look, it's not that I hate the Shield Hero, it's that I have to hate him, otherwise I'll lose my family. And it went, wait, what? What?
The king's motivation is just like, what?
It's confusing.
Either they're hiding some information from the viewer, or he's just stupid.
In Rising of the Shield Hero, they're hiding information from the viewer? No!
There's the possibility that he's just stupid.
Well, there is also that. And then Mine comes in, and she's trying...
She's like, Daddy's a douchebag, but I'm a bitch.
Basically. And you need to listen to what the king says is law. You gotta do what he says. I know you're still a child, Melty, and you want him to dote on you, but this is politics, okay?
You don't understand politics.
And I love Melty. She doesn't even break character. She's like, thank you, sister, very much for your concern. I appreciate it. But shut the fuck up.
She's like, this is none of your business. What the fuck? Why are you butting in?
I'm starting to think that Mine is actually manipulating her own father.
There's a possibility.
Because every time Melty asks him a sensible question, it's almost like he dodges the question, like he can't answer it. Not because he doesn't want to answer, but like there's something, like if he says it, something will happen, someone will hear, or something bad will happen if he says the truth out loud.
You know what? Speaking of bad people, where's the fucking Chancellor?
Good question. Also a good question.
This dude had this... He's up to no good. He's got that scheming face of like, I'm gonna do some bad shit. Where has this guy been the whole fucking time?
That's a good question. That is actually a very good question. But a plot is afoot. Because Melty, when she walks out, she talks to that same lady that talked to Naofumi. And we can't hear what they're saying, but that's not really important because the camera pans over a little bit and we see a guard watching her from the shadows. It's like, uh-oh. And at this point, and he can vouch for it, I said, it's like, uh-oh, an assassination plot is afoot. Just as a joke. I said it as a joke, but... So, now Fumi is talking to Weapon Shop guy, which we finally got... Either we never heard him say it before, or this is the first time they've said it. Apparently his name's Earhart?
Yeah.
Or Earnhardt or something like that?
I think it's the first time he said it.
So, he helps Naofumi. He gives Raftalia 2 new swords, because she broke hers. Well, Glass broke hers. And she gave him a replacement for her regular sword, as well as was it a mana sword?
Yeah,
that has no blade.
I'm guessing it's gonna be a lightsaber.
Well, he said like to be used on stuff that doesn't have a physical form,
like ghosts.
Yeah, she can now kill ghosts. Gives Naofumi a thing to put on his shield that will analyze shields.
This one was just a little bit hazy.
Yeah, it didn't show him use it. Just sort of put it on the gem on his shield, and Naofumi gave them to Philo, but he gave... And here's the gloves of power or whatever, that if... he said, heaven forbid if this ever happens, if Philo can't pull the cart anymore, you put these on, and even you, Naofumi, will be able to pull the cart. So he looks at him, and gives him to Philo.
He's like, I don't need this shit, what the And then Melty shows up.
Yes. And she goes... Then she tries to, like, tell him to apologize to her dad.
Yeah, she's like, apologize, or my mom is gonna turn me into a grilled cheese sandwich.
Well, no, she said something like, you know, you need to apologize. You and my dad need to get along, or my mom's gonna do something to my dad.
She said my mom is gonna get mad at him.
Ah, that was it. Yeah,
she's gonna get mad and give him a stern talking to.
But even Naofumi, when she said that, he went, "Wait, what? What?" So he's looking at her, and then like. He starts to look past her.
He looks past her and he sees all the guards that she came with. And he's like, huh?
Why do I get this feeling like during my trial, like I'm being set up? And he looks at the one guard in the middle. He's like holding a crystal ball, almost like the eyes from like Lord of the Rings, the ones that the seeing eyes.
Oh, the Palantirs.
Yeah, it's like, almost like he's like looking, using it as so someone can see what's going on. And he's got the evil douchebag smile on his face like the Chancellor usually has. And a guard breaks ranks and runs at Melty, sword out, ready to murderlize her. And the shield hero pulls her in and puts a shield behind her to protect her from the blow. And that's where the episode ends. Obviously not a finale. This one, of all the shows this season, it didn't even have a mid-season finale. This was just an episode.
I wonder if the guard was sent to assassinate her because Mine was just pissed.
I think Mine sent that guard. I honestly do. I think you're right. And someone, obviously, like she was probably watching from the other side of the seeing eye.
Maybe she has some scheme in her head that if she gets rid of Melty, that her mom is going to make her the crown princess.
Well, Melty is first in line, so by rules of secession, I mean that's kind of how that works. But
Who knows, dude? The queen could be just like, yeah, this random girl over here will be the queen after me. You can't, I know how you are, Abide. I'm just not, there's no way you'll ever be queen.
Let's hope not that someone like mine would never be queen of a nation. I mean, fuck that bitch. Oh my god. So, I know it wasn't technically a finale this week, but this is finale week. We're 12 episodes in. If you were to give a score to Rising of the Shield Hero, what would you give it?
Rising of the Shield Hero, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10.
I would definitely give it I would probably say an 8.5 out of 10.
Ooh, a 0.5.
Yes.
Getting fancy there.
Yes, because I found that in this show, even the filler episodes, like the one where they went to the hot springs and whatnot, the town or whatever, and Philo and Raftali went off on that little adventure.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Don't remember that?
No.
Wow.
I'm totally making that up.
Oh, okay. Even filler episodes were fun to watch. Even the episodes where they didn't really push things forward. I think there was only like one episode in this series, one or two, that were just like so bad that we pushed him down really far in the ranks. But this show I thought was... Okay, objectively speaking, this is not the best show of the season. But for me personally, it is the most fun show of the season.
Yeah, I don't... This hasn't gone into territory where it's started to blow me away, like... Well, I'm not going to speak about that one because we're currently watching it. Mm-hmm. But like Evangelion or...
no.
Kenshin was something I loved.
Yeah.
Oh my, I can't think of anything now.
But I get you.
There's, it's not one of those, shows that a classic, like a Cowboy Bebop.
I don't know.
I think like that.
I think this is going to be one of those shows that will be remembered. I think.
You think?
If nothing else, it definitely is going to be remembered for fucking controversy. That's for damn sure. But
does anybody talk about the controversy about Goblin Slayer now?
I don't know
anything about it anymore.
I don't know. But I don't know. I think that Rising of the Shield Hero, because it's still going, we'll see what happens. It's not going to be on the levels of a Banana Fish or a Cowboy Bebop or just shows that are remembered fondly for eons and eons, like Evangelion. It's not going to be one of those shows. No. But for me, it will always be one of those shows that I would have fondly remembered because it's been super fun so far. I've loved it. And it is, unlike, say, I don't know, Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka, it is written really well. Like when Fumi is pissed, it isn't just the character is pissed. It's pissed at situations and characters that even you, the watcher, are pissed off at. When he gets pissed, you get pissed as a watcher. When he's happy, you're happy. It is written really well to be empathetic for the reader or watcher. So I think that is really well done. You don't see a lot of anime that really do that. I think this one really does work that really, really well. His frustrations His frustrations are the viewer's frustrations, and I love it. That's my opinion.
I am enjoying this show.
So, with that, we're going to go ahead. We both really enjoyed it. It's highly rated, but there is one anime out there that is so good. And we're going to talk about that in the next entry. Coming in at number 1 this week, actually this season, is, of course, Promised Neverland. Holy fuck, Phil. Phil is...
Phil was the mastermind the whole time. I knew it.
Oh my god. So it turns out Emma did decide to leave the kids 4 years old and younger behind. She, with Gilda and Dawn's, she had to talk with the two of them, and Gilda basically said, you know what? This is going to sound awful, but Ray's right. There's no way we could take the younger kids 4 and younger. They wouldn't be able to do all the strenuous, the exercises and the things we need to do, like physical things we need to do. They would, they'd be more cumbersome. We couldn't do it. So, that, and they wouldn't be able to lie to mom. They wouldn't be able to hide it from her. So, Emma goes, all right, I have a plan. Bring me Phil.
Bring her Phil.
It's like, huh?
And they bring her Phil. And then all of a sudden...
But she tells Phil the truth. She goes, okay, look, here's the truth. Tells her the truth. And he goes...
I knew it all along. I knew it all along.
He's like, I saw Sister Crone searching through Ray's stuff. And I saw Mama Isabel doing such and such. And, you guys doing this thing. And, he's been the super observer this whole time. Like, basically, I think they're insinuating all those scenes where... Like, they made it look like someone was watching them. Like from bushes and stuff like that. Like the camera bushes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about those scenes, actually.
Yeah, like, there was always as if, like, someone was watching them. I think they were insinuating that it was Phil this whole fucking time.
Fucking Phil. If it was Phil, sneakiest motherfucker, 300 IQ.
I mean, he's...
Unstoppable.
He's scared Sister Crone. He's scared Isabella twice. He's a... what was the joke you say?
He's a Lovecraftian horror.
So, he goes...
You cannot comprehend this kid.
So then Emma lays it out to Phil. Okay, look, here's how it's gonna go, Phil. You know the secret. Of all the kids that are 4 years old and younger, you know the secret. But you can't tell anyone, because we can't take you with us. And he goes, okay.
I'm fine with this.
So what you're gonna do, even at bet, she like works it out in her head. Like even at, if you factor in this and think about that and ship dates and that and the other and birthdays, you have at most 2 years before the next ship. So we're going to be back for you in those 2 years. You'll be 2 years older, and and we'll be able to take you then. But you're going to have to do what you have to do what we did, because he said, I saw you all's training and I figured out what you were doing. It's like, you need to do that with the other kids and get them ready to go and slowly work up to it, because we'll be back for you. And he goes, got it. So they left Phil behind, and Phil was there to act as a decoy for Mom. That's what he actually, when he come up and it's like, Mom, and she went, ugh!
That was the actual reaction from her.
It was.
Fuck Phil.
Said, Mama. He's like, Phil. Hi, baby. Did you see where the other kids went? He went, they went this way. They went this way. Follow me. And she checks her little watch, and she sees all the little dots, going where Phil is going. So he's not lying to her. And she runs after him, and all the younger kids coming out and crying and everything. And while she's like, okay, all the older kids are not here. Shit, where did they go? I need to go find them. And the younger kids are like, no, Mom, don't go. And they're like waylaying her. And it shows that Emma and them, they're all getting on the wall, and it's
a lot harder for them to get up the wall than it was for Norman.
Yeah, Norman used some kind of crazy
Norman
ninja...
just used fucking ninjutsu to get up the wall.
Yeah, they got some of the kids up the wall, and then they did like 3-man teams where like one person would hold the rope and 2 other people would hold that person.
Like even Dawn was having trouble.
Yeah, they were like pulling other kids.
He couldn't carry his own weight. He's so massive. From all of his muscles, he was having a hard time lifting himself up.
Well, the one that I wanted to slap was Gilda. Like, she wasn't even trying to help herself off the wall. She's like, okay, just lift me up. Just holding on to the thing. I'm like, bitch!
Dawn is just like...
Use your feet! Yeah. Come on!
They should have had Dawn go up first. He could just lift the wall.
Well, that was the problem. He has the strength, but he doesn't have the athletic ability. So they're running down the wall. And Isabel calls in the report, like, 15 escaped kids. Oh my god. And the alarm goes off. And
like, oh my god, we're a bunch of fucking demons. We're gonna have to murder them. Except these 2. And make sure to keep their heads preserved.
Yeah, it bothered me. Because it didn't really bother me. It just confused me. It's like, okay, 15 escaped children. Break out the demon force! It's like it just shows all these like at least 30 to 50 demons, all with like swords and spears and guns and these things. I'm like, this is a big force for 15 escaped kids.
They needed 50 demons because 49 of them were going to be killed by Dawn.
It'd be the story of Donio. But So they show how like everything, like there was apparently in Norman's letter to Emma, he says there's one spot where the cliff sort of gets a little bit closer to the wall than the other spots. That's where you'll get out. Not the bridge. They'll wait for you. They'll be there for you. So I guess just by giving them 15 extra feet of clearance is just enough. And showed how Dawn, like, this entire time was practicing with this, like, rock on the end of the sheets and, like, chucking it, trying to get it super far.
Only Dawn could have done this.
And then, like, showed the kids they were, like, practicing to do, like, ziplining.
Yeah, ziplining.
Using hangers.
I was drawing a blank there, too.
And it, like, showed the correlations between what they're doing and then the play time that was actually their practice time. And it was, really, I love the entire time Ray's just looking at it like, I can't believe this is working. The fuck? And
then he has flashbacks to Norman. He's like...
Yeah, the Norman ghost shows up.
Norman just shows up and he's like, yeah, we're getting out of here.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of funny, his own imagination of what Norman would say to him, even his imagination, Norman's like, you doubted us, didn't you, you stupid fuck?
You shouldn't have doubted us at all. We had Phil on our side.
Yes. So, after a while, Isabella gets it. She's like, I know where they are. And she starts running to the wall. And she starts having all these flashbacks of herself as a child when she was in...
Yeah, so this was an Isabella-heavy episode.
I liked this. I mean, we'd seen Isabella as a child a couple of extra times before. Like when Grandma was talking about her, how she was an indispensable pawn. And it showed like a quick scene of, you know, Isabella's mother calling her down from the wall. And we've seen it, you know, so this isn't the first time we've seen it. But she keeps having flashbacks to her own childhood. And
I was completely wrong.
About, oh, yeah, the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently Isabella had a little childhood crush.
Yeah. Some boy that was playing a guitar.
Remember every time she went to go ship a child, she was humming a tune? She learned that from this little boy who had a guitar, and he played that tune. Her little childhood boyfriend had that tune. So she kept it. She remembered it all those years. And then when she was shipped and became a mother, you know, when she went through mother training, she got pregnant, I guess. They didn't really say who the father was or how. I guess the kid
in vitro or something.
Yeah, the kids have to come from somewhere. You know, all these kids that the mothers take care of have to come from somewhere, so. And she would sit there and hum the tune to her pregnant belly. And then it shows, you know, going through the ranks, becoming a mother of Branch 3. And then a little black-haired child named Ray comes there. And he's sitting there reading a book next to the wall. She's like walking along the wall, just running her fingers across it. And the little black-haired boy next to the wall is sitting there reading a book and humming that tune. And she goes, Where did you hear that tune? And he goes, he just looks at her and smiles. And he goes, Mom, why did you give birth to me?
Yeah,
and
so it's very heavily implied, I'm just using that term loosely, that Ray is the son of Isabella.
Yeah. Remember when Ray comes out and says, I have fetal memory?
Syndrome or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, so, yeah,
about.
he remembers the tune from when he was inside her belly. Interesting. So she catches up with the kids just as the only one left is Emma.
And Emma's just gonna stand there, dramatically staring at her.
Well,
dramatic stare.
And I was kind of like, go! Why are you giving Isabel this time to catch her breath? She's completely wasted. Go! And she just stands there just long enough to stare at her, turns back, stares at the burning flame that is their former house, says goodbye to it, goodbye to the lands, goodbye to the children that are left behind. And then turns, goodbye, Mom. Woo! Goes to the other side. They cut the ropes so that no one can follow.
Because they're smart.
Yep.
Phil told them to cut the ropes.
And she lets her hair down from the bun And it's like
I lost.
She goes, I lost. And then she wishes them luck and good, and like, I hope you all find happiness. I hope you all live long, grow up, be happy. And she smiles. She's like, I'm so happy for all of you. Way to go. Good job.
Good job.
And then goes back to the burning wreckage that is her house. She is far more... God damn it. She turns to Phil and goes, don't worry. They escaped.
Don't worry, Phil. They all escaped.
Yeah. It's like... And Phil has Phil has the look on his face like, oh shit. How does she know? And Phil got scared. Because it had to come back on him at some point.
He'll sneak up on her and get revenge.
Yeah, probably.
She's like, Phil!
And that's where the episode ends, with them running away, and they see the sunrise for the first time outside the wall. And they're like, this is our first day. Yes. And it ends. And it's like, God damn it, the show was so good.
Yeah, it was very good.
I loved it. I loved it so fucking much.
It was so good that I would give it a 10 out of 10.
I would give it a 9 out of 10. I'm not going to give it a perfect score.
I don't use 10 out of 10 for perfect.
Well, you're right. Actually, yeah, I'll get 10 is not perfect. 10 is a must see. It's incredible. It's fantastic. It had problems. It did have there was like the 2 episodes ago where it was just like, hey, let's have a 2.5 month montage where we get to see Emma and Ray mope around for 2.5 months. Yes, were they actually doing things and it was actually made that way on purpose? Yes, but it didn't make for a fun episode to watch. So it just, I don't know. There were little stumbles like that.
I don't care. It's a show that, on a good day, if I was feeling it, I would rewatch it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's one of those ones that you almost kind of want to rewatch because you want to go back and see how like the pieces went together and see if you can spot it going, oh, if I had just noticed that, oh, that would make more sense.
Except that I did notice something, and then they debated me into, like, and I was like, what? And then they revealed, yeah, it was that way the whole time. You were right. But I was wrong about, that Ray knew the thing the whole time.
Oh, yeah, you were right.
Because when I had to rewatch the first episode.
Yeah. So what were you saying? Also, the one bad thing?
I don't think I said bad thing.
But you said that there was one thing, and you said if I had to say one thing,
I lost my train of thought. Damn it! Oh, why'd you do this to me, Featherhoof?
My fault. I guess it's not really a camera, but the camera work, the way that they do sweeping motions, but the framing was really well done.
Yeah, that's what hooked me on this show in the beginning of the first episode. Was just so strong. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this show.
Like when they saw Connie in the back of the truck in that first episode, just slowly building to it. It was so fantastic like that.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say now.
Okay, go ahead.
I had that theory a couple episodes ago.
Oh, yeah.
About Isabella and the grandmother, that they were maybe scheming together to throw the whole thing down.
Yeah.
No, I was completely wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, grandmother is pure evil.
Yeah, she's like the most evil that was ever evil.
So, that was Promised Neverland. It is so fucking good. It has been slated for a second season?
It's been confirmed for a second season.
Okay. Time frame. Do we have a time frame on that? Summer?
They said 2020.
Oh, 2020?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. All right. So... No. The only thing I want to know more about, because I maintain Norman's not dead.
Norman's not dead.
There's no way Norman's dead.
Sitting Force goes south. There's no way he's dead.
Oh, man. Because, first off,
there's
adults...
No body, too.
Yeah, no body, no death. Secondly, they need adults. Adults have to come from some...
adults?
No, they were adult scientists and everything that were working with the demons and everything. Not just the mothers.
Oh, yeah.
They were male scientists we saw, too. So, first off, the babies have to come from somewhere. So, they had to get the sperm from somewhere. So, they do have to be cultivating young men at some point. They may not be used for anything other than a sperm bank, but they have to be cultivating men to some degree. And, the adults who are working with the demons right now will die eventually. They will grow old and die. They have to replenish those ranks at some point. So I don't think Norman's dead. I don't think he's dead.
There's no way Norman's dead.
No way. He might come back as a bad guy, though. He might come back as a bad guy.
But Phil will stop him.
Phil is the almighty powerful Phil. We do not question the almighty powerful Phil.
Like, Norman will come back as a bad guy, and he'll be like... He'll have captured all the kids, about to turn them over to the demons. He's like, my triumph is here. And then he'll turn around and be all cool and stuff, and Phil will be right there and be like, oh, fuck, Phil!
No, wait, I'm waiting for, like, they're gonna face down the big bad, the king demon, and he's like, aha, Emma, we finally caught you, and I'm gonna take my straw and put it in your brain to suck your... Wait, what's that noise? Oh, fuck, Phil!
Yeah, the fucking demon overlord. Oh, God, no! Bonus points if they do it in slow motion.
Oh, the dramatic, the slow... Like, it's just like this, like when they found Connie dead for the first time, it's slow and dramatic. It's like,
you see the look of terror on a demon's face.
His eyes, because they have the two eyes like vertical to each other, they
just
grow wide.
Oh,
just
God, no!
And it cuts and you see Phil.
Just get that fucking grin on his face. He's like, ah!
So, that was Promised Neverland. Oh my God, so good. Any final thoughts?
I think I've said everything that I needed to say.
Other than, we could just sit here and reiterate over and over again, just about how much we love it.
Go watch The Promised Neverland.
Yes. If you've taken away anything, any of the five we've watched this season, take two things away. One, don't watch Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. Three things. Two, tell other people not to watch Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. And three, watch Promised Neverland. This was so fucking good. But with that, guys, we're at the end of our list. We're going to do a couple of extra little things, and then we're going to go ahead and take off from here. And as we always like to do at the end of every season, we like to go back and think about what we liked, what we hated, do a little, top fives, of our favorites, themes. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. Panda, of all the anime we watched, what was your one favorite scene out of the 5 anime we watched this season? If you had to, like, that one scene of the 5 that was just like, oh, I will always remember that scene. That was amazing. I love that scene. What would it be?
I will always remember that fucking scene from Spec Ops Asuka because I was not expecting it.
Which one?
You know which scene.
The sexy scene?
Yes.
God, that's your favorite scene of the entire season?
No, I will remember that forever, but...
Okay.
Oh, man. You know what? There's a lot of great ones to choose from.
There are, yeah.
The Terror of Phil.
Yes.
Oh man, the scenes with Chika celebrating in Kaguya-sama and just trolling them.
Yep.
Oh.
Chika's rap. Remember when they were playing the phrase game? Don't say the phrase.
Yeah.
And she does that little rap. I loved it.
Oh my. I don't know. I could probably go on and on and on and on and gush and.
But if you had to pick a scene, just one scene that you really adored this season. It doesn't have to be the best scene, but a scene that you just truly adored this season.
I think the best scene had to have been from The Promised Neverland in episode 1, at the end.
Where they find Connie?
Yeah.
That was a fantastic fucking scene. I will give you that.
That's where I knew I have to watch this show. It's imperative.
Yes. Now that was a fantastic scene. I will give you that. But I think the one scene that I really did for me was from Rising of the Shield Hero, when he unlocks the curse shield for the first time. When he unlocks the rage shield, and he's just losing it. He's just gone. He's like, fuck this place, fuck this kingdom, fuck the king, fuck Mon, I hate all of them, fucking the other heroes, those motherfuckers. He's just losing his mind. You can, the voice actor did so fucking good. You just felt all the hurt in that voice. And then just, when Raphtalia just came over to, bring him down from that rage. She's like, yeah, I heard. They told me what you supposedly did. I don't care. I will always be here. No matter what they say you did, I don't believe it. I will be here for you. Yeah, I'm always your sword, because when I was a dying slave girl, and you came and you saved my life. Like when Spear Hero was like, "You're a slave to him. How could you have a slave?" He's like, because yeah, I'm a slave, but he saved me from death. It's like, did you save me from dying from illness? Well, I could have, but you didn't, did you, motherfucker? And it was when she like just ripped him a new asshole and came over and just held him and brought him down from his rage. I loved that scene. That was so awesome to me. Loved it. Yeah. If there was, on the opposite spectrum, just the one thing, because I know there's more than one, that you just didn't like at all this season. One that was just like, I really could have done without that.
It's the whole fucking Kurumi thing from Asuka.
The torture bits?
Torture, like...
Yeah.
No, she's not a good guy. There's no mental gymnastics you could do to define her as being good. Does she fight on the side of the good guys? Does that make her good? I don't think so.
See, I think that's about as deep as that show ever really got, but they didn't do anything with it. It's like they're trying to set up for something deep, but just like everything else in that show, they were just saying, nope, we're not going to touch it.
She's just a complete psychopath that is somehow fighting on the good guy side.
Yeah. It's sort of like, when after World War II, when we like plucked up Nazi scientists to like do development for us.
We kind of plucked them all up before the war was over.
Well, that's it. I don't know. I'm just saying.
And that's because they were trying to kill them?
But
not the Nazi scientists.
Yeah. But I mean,
we did take a lot of their research, because that's how we learned the effects of cold temperatures on the human body. So yeah, we did take that research. It's factual. That's factual information. If you don't like it, it's there's really nothing you can do about it at this point.
If I had to say one thing that I really could have done without this season, oh god, I posed the question and I'm having a hard time thinking about it. I'm going to go back to it because it is the thing that stuck in my craw the worst this entire season, and it goes back to Magical Spec Ops Asuka as well. Just taking anything that could be interesting or really be deep or dark and just going, nope. It's like PTSD, nope. Erase it, nope, nah. It's...
Yeah, there are some serious flaws in that show.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to pick on that one show. I mean, every show had its down parts. Every even Promised Neverland had its low points. But, God, that show was just no. So, that was our highs and our lows. But if we have to talk about top five. Yeah, but one more top five themes this week, or this season. Openings and endings. If you just clump them together, what is your top five?
Top five? Oh, I have to pick five?
Just five.
I have to pick five entirely.
I don't have to pick five entirely.
Can I just pick one?
Sure, just if you want to go just one, just go one.
Yeah,
your top favorite theme. Let's do it that way. Your top favorite opening or your top favorite ending. Let's do it that way.
Actually, you know what? There are a lot of good themes this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Can I go outside of what we were watching? Because there's
still
some good...
Sure. I mean, I can't, but
I love The Promised Neverland. It had a great opening theme.
Yes.
Love that jazz in it.
Na 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 na.
I don't think there was any other... Ever since we've been doing this, no other theme has used a saxophone in it.
No.
I like Dororo.
Mm-hmm.
Show we were not watching, but was hilarious. Domestic Girlfriend.
Oh yeah, you told me about that one a little bit. Yeah.
What else? I think there's a fourth one I like too, but I can't. It's just not coming to me right now because I was just watching a bunch of anime today, and I was like, I'm crossing this all off the list, and it's done. Worst. Or do you want to do your favorites first?
Let me go ahead. I'll do my favorites. My favorites are definitely number one is definitely Promised Neverland's opening. That was awesome. After that would be Kaguya-sama's.
Oh, that was the other one. I don't know why I didn't think about that. That's a wonderful song.
Oh, love me, mister. Oh, mister. That song was fantastic. Dororo's was excellent. Dororo's opening. After that would be Promised Neverland's ending. Like, I really like Promised Neverland's ending.
Okay.
And then number 5 would be Shield Hero's opening. For me.
Okay, for worst opening, definitely the second core of Sword Art Online.
Yeah?
For some reason, they come in with this just awful animation. It's like the animators were just fucking drunk when they drew it. I was like, what's going on here? Because, to be honest, the show looked good at the beginning. It looked just fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, for as much as you hate Sword Art Online, you can't, like, just look at the artwork from the first season and be like, that's terrible. No, it was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
It looked good.
I will grant, as much as I hate its, let's say, progression. There's a word for it. I can't remember what it was, but let's just say I have issues with Sword Art. Its first season, all the way up through Elfheim, was beautifully drawn and beautifully animated. I will give it that. Even though the story and characters are ass. But anyway, continue. My apologies.
And there's one other show which, I might have covered, but I was just completely brain damaged from it. This opening is just like,
oh
no?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Wise, which, if you first look at the name of the show, you have no idea how to pronounce it because it's W''Z. and I was like, how do you pronounce this? But apparently the actors of the show pronounce it Wise.
Oh.
It's just so meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
Like the theme?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had to say a theme that I really didn't like this season, and this is just by virtue that it had a really good one. Kaguya-sama's ending theme.
Yeah, as soon as they took away that Chica ending.
They had the one Chica, and well, I'll be perfectly honest. The ending theme I didn't really care for in the first 2 episodes. I'm like, eh. But then they did the Chica ending. I'm like, ooh, is this going to be ending from now on?
Yeah.
Awesome. And then they took it away. Like, oh.
Must have had like the rights for only 1 episode.
That sucked. So by virtue that they actually had one really good ending, and then they just ruined it. I didn't like Shield Hero's ending either. Shield Hero's ending theme was not. I did not dig that.
I don't understand.
Actually, as an honorary favorite, I actually we're going back in time, but if I were to get like a special number 6, would definitely go to Magical Girl Spec Ops opening. Actually, if I did, if I could say one good thing about that would be that one.
Another opening I really loved was the opening for Mob Psycho Season 2.
Oh yeah.
Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah.
That was a good opening too.
Huh. Okay, so guys, that is our season for winter 2019. Anime Talk is done for this winter. But we'll be back in the spring, I think. Hopefully.
Yeah. It's already spring.
Yes. So
since we live in the United States, they've already tormented us with daylight saving time.
Yep.
And March 21st is the first day of spring, but
yep.
not of the spring season because they couldn't figure that one out.
Well, it's like, the fiscal year for video game companies starts in March.
Yeah, the fiscal year for this year is in March.
So it's like, it's weird like that. So, seeing as we're at the end of the season, we're going to put it out to you guys once again. If you enjoyed any anime we didn't talk about this season, if you disagreed with some of the things we've said about the anime we did watch,
send them tons of hate mail.
Sure, in the comments below. And what was your favorite anime this season? What was your least favorite? What was your favorite opening? Your favorite ending? Your most hated ending and opening? Let us know how you felt about anime this season in the comments below. Also, I'm going to put out there, if there's stuff you would like to see from us in future iterations, in spring 2019, or, moving forward, other things you'd like to see us talk about, or bring back, or anything you'd like to see us do with the show, let us know in the comments below as well.
Except Angels of Death. We're not bringing that
back.
Yeah,
we will never bring that back. Or Sword Art. Because I refuse.
That's like we don't even cover that show because.
Well, you still watch it. I refuse to. So.
Yeah, but it's totally outside the rules of the show.
Yes. It's not that we're not going to watch that show. It's just it's outside the rules. It's like no. But so with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and take off. Anime for winter 2019 is over. Guys, if you enjoyed what we did here today, this whole season, in fact, let us know in the comments below with a like, comment, subscribe, share it, or you can click on the invitations for other videos we've done. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you all next time.